Nice.
Wow.
Here we go,
Good for
everybody.
him.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
so he's just starting his senior year, and he's already got his job locked up.
Wow. That's cool.
It's, good for you.
I'm
Because
so
he's got
happy.
smart parents.
Well,
That's
at least
right.
one. At least one. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, man, hard work, perseverance, right? Pays off. That's what it's all about. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Glad to have you here. Got Owen Lee in the house today. Yeah. It's going to be cool. Got some things to talk about. I got to tell you, though, the thing that I'm the most interested in this morning, I'm sure you can guess. I'm sure you can guess the thing that I'm the most interested in. And obviously, it's what happened on the Blitz yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Blitz
I mean,
was
who
pretty
got
awesome.
blitzed yesterday?
Listen, the results we got out of that were
Yeah.
crazy.
That's what I want to hear. If you're on the Blitz yesterday and you had a crazy result, let's hear it. I want to hear it. That's, we can, I just really want to know. I want to know what happened there.
Jen will call you out because she knows who was on.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I will. So, Alexandria Banderas.
Is she here? Maybe not. Well, what happened with her? What happened?
She got 7 refi appointments yesterday.
See, I knew that was going to happen.
Isn't that
Did you hear
crazy?
about what we did, Owen? Did you know what we did yesterday?
I
So
did. As a matter of fact,
Blitz.
it was going on when Carl and I were doing our town hall. He was talking about it. I was so excited to hear the results. 7 appointments. That's awesome.
7 refi
Congratulations.
appointments. Yeah.
7 refis.
Yeah. And then she freaked herself out. She's like, I think I got to stop. I'm getting busy.
I want to hear, come on, if you were on the Blitz yesterday and you had some success, let's hear it. Let's just, I'd love to hear that. So while you're getting up your courage to, unmute and say something, we'll shoot the breeze about other things. But yeah, I'm just really, really curious to know, like, what happened?
And
like,
the other
how
thing
did it
is
go?
there were people still calling. Like we said from 9:30 to 3:30. There were people still on and calling at 4:30.
Yeah.
Because they had a certain number they wanted to reach. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Dedication is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome stuff, man. Well, cool.
I think Shelley Isaacson was calling from outer space. He was doing the Blitz. He was doing the Blitz from the ionosphere or whatever the heck it is out there.
Her and Ron Smith. Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
hey, what'd you have, Brad?
I had some technical difficulties with my headset and with using the CRM with the Zoom, and so I got through about 20 calls, but I've got it figured out, and I'm gonna continue again today.
Awesome.
I noticed that too. Like sometimes you can't have the Zoom up when you're doing the dialer. Like it doesn't like it. Yeah. So
it becomes very slow, very latent, and that's what was happening. And then I know that Jen, somehow or other, I think I got through, and I was coming through audio on the Zoom call. I don't know how it was happening. I know. And so I was on with a client. I was on with a call, and you kept going back and forth and muting me, and I was trying to keep talking to the guy, and he says, what's going on? So I said, I'm sorry, I got to hang up.
Yeah, I'm sorry we had to do that, Brad, but there was.
I don't know how I got into that, but anyway.
I tell you, when you do that, I notice too, like, you just got, when you get on Call Stars, and if you're going to use the headset and the CRM, you may have to temporarily go off of the Zoom, do your calls and come back. That's what you're going to have to do, because the dialer, it's just a technical thing, I don't know, it kind of glitches out. But anyways, so, wow, nobody's really going to share about the Blitz yesterday, who had any wins. Is that serious? Is that what's going to happen? Use a separate computer. Yeah, that's good. It's a good point. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell a couple of other ones, though, because...
All right, tell us, you were there. Who else had great stuff? Yeah.
So Lance Mendenhall.
Yeah.
He dialed 138 people.
Wow.
Talked to 33. 9 appointments set, and he has 2 Insta coffees.
Nice.
I know.
Excellent. Good stuff.
And let's see. Diana Schwartz, 7 2s and 2 refis.
Really?
Wins everywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody's shy to raise their hand today. Maybe you have to dangle a T-shirt or something, Frank.
Dangle a T-shirt. All right. There's a T-shirt in it. Yeah. Give us a win. You get a T-shirt. Let's go. Come on. While we're waiting, Carl, how did the town hall go?
Town hall went pretty good. We did a little demo. If we have time, maybe we can do it again. We did a little demo of what these outbound callers can do. So this is an AI outbound caller, and they're not calling strangers because I'm not sold on that just yet.
No, yeah, that won't work.
Yeah, but what it does is when we get alerted that somebody in our past database or somebody that's made an application into the mortgage company, and then let's say they get financing through us or frankly somebody else, even that's a whole nother huge avenue of business available, that now they have enough equity in their home to get rid of, say, PMI. We get alerted, hey, call this person. And some of the developers of these softwares that we've contacted with, which is several of them, we have our own proprietary, but several of them have this kind of stuff, report 15, 16, 17% of those people get calls. Well, now with this Lisa is what we call it or her, this AI that's making these outbound phone calls, it calls 100% of them, right? Not six. And by the way, on the 16% that actually get called typically, only 30% of those do you actually speak to, because you hit voicemail. And so we figured out it came to like 4.8% of these super hot leads were actually talking to a loan officer. And so when we have this outbound caller, dude, when you hear this thing, it's
crazy good. I know.
Oh, dude, yeah. These people do not know. I mean, if they ask, it tells, right? Because you never lie, of course. But these people never know. And I've got a recording of one that did a hot transfer over to the loan officer. Like, hey, would you talk to the loan officer? Can I talk to him now? Sure, hang on. And so that loan officer blocked out that hour while this thing's making outbound calls. Hey, I'm in my email, kind of clearing out my inbox. Whoop, I got an inbound call from Lisa. That's a hot lead. I put everything down and then take that application. Or it can set an appointment on your calendar, like if you're out of the office when it's calling.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you don't have this kind of stuff in place, man, you
better get it. Because if you don't, someone else clearly does.
I'll just add that you've got to study what the post-trigger lead world is going to be like.
Yeah.
You have to study it because there are, it's a new dynamic. It will be better. Trigger leads are going to be reduced. They're not going away. And the people that are still allowed to get them are going to be way more surgical. And we have the ability to be surgical too. And if you don't, you're going to get your pocket picked.
Yeah. That's a great way of saying you're going to get your pocket picked. Again, and again, this is not like, buying trigger leads from strangers. This is historically, typically, this is either your own past database or people that, maybe they applied for a loan, and then they ended up paying cash for it, or they got the loan through their nephew or something like that. And we're finding this to be very, 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 very effective.
All people in your sphere of influence.
Yeah, good way of saying it.
All right, hey, Carl. Rudy has a huge win in the chat. I know he's not raising.
Let's have it.
But you got to listen to these numbers from yesterday. Actually,
now people are chiming in saying what their wins are.
Let's see you dangle a T-shirt and look what happens.
Listen, Rudy. 100. That's right, Carl. That's exactly it. What would happen if it was a coffee mug? We might have a deluge. But
hello.
115 calls, 37 talk tos, 4 leads. Really tired.
Yeah.
That's what Rudy says. And then we got Marty, who says total of 56 calls yesterday, 17 talk tos. The refi appointments got 3 purchases started.
Nice. Excellent. Look, now they're all rolling in.
You know what's funny? So what would be interesting, Kristen, what if you could position yourself so that every day looked like that?
Exactly.
What's that world look like? That's the real question when we finish these call star things is like, what would I need to put in place that this would be my typical day, not once every 2 months. This is my typical day. And by the way, I work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And this is what my typical work week looks like. So
if you ever questioned what actually brought the business in the door, like what are you doing all day long that actually moves the needle? There's your answer.
I know it's a small amount. For all of us, for all of us, we're all and I'm not sitting on a greater than thou box. I mean, dude, we're all guilty of that. Just, some of us have got it figured out a little more, But all of us could spend more time prospecting, less time, all the clutter. Everybody.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. Indeed. Indeed, my friend. Well, I'd say it's about time we bring on the star of the show today, the big cheese himself, the grand poobah himself, Mr. Owen Lee. The mortgage market update.
I got to look up where did the saying where did the saying the big cheese come from?
I don't know.
I'm gonna find out. I'll let you know here in just a minute.
I was stuck on the grand poobah.
I don't know, but first of all, the grand poobah was Howard Cunningham on Happy Days.
Oh, was he?
Okay.
Okay.
If anybody remembers that show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but was that before the Flintstones did it?
It was not. The Flintstones was first.
I think the Flintstones was first.
So the Flintstones did it? They did grand poobah?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, for sure.
The image is in the chat. And
I
then
see it. It's great.
I also put the Happy Days one there just for Mr. Owen, but
yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's a great show.
Well, we need to get a picture of Owen with a hat.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not that savvy. Somebody else.
To tell Kendra. I'm going to get Kendra on that.
That's something that we don't need. Frank, you don't normally make mistakes, but when you were introducing the grand poobah, I thought for sure you were kicking it to Carl. So, anyway. But let's take a look at our market. Let's take a look at how we've been. It's been a couple of weeks since we did this. Jen, you want to throw up? Jen, I'm not sure who's driving today, Jen or Kristen.
Kristen's
You want to throw that up there?
Oh, I'm driving. All right.
All right.
Hold on. The pressure of driving. All right.
All right. Well, while she's getting that together,
I know. Hold on. All right. I will share it and then go to slideshow. Give me 1 second.
No problem. No problem. Take your time. It's all good. No pressure whatsoever.
Here we go.
It's all right.
Oh, man.
Wait for this to go. Okay. There it is. All right. Woohoo!
All right,
Slides are up.
Here we go.
So this gives you a good idea. This is about the last the last 60 days. What we've kind of seen, and we're seeing it a little bit today too, is, we get to a point, the market gets excited. The high of the market was just about before the Fed meeting. Now we've pulled back a little bit, not too much, maybe an eighth in rate. Remember, these over to the right, these moves are in what's called a tick. That's the way they present it. A tick is 3 basis points in price. So there are 33 ticks in a hole. And so when you see that we're at about 122 and the high we got to about 108, that's about 16 ticks. That's about 50 basis points, maybe an eighth in rate or in price. So we're still riding near the highs for the year. But we have this this process where we're just kind of afraid to break through to get to 6. I remember the last time I was on 2 weeks ago, I was hitting refresh on the 10-year bond every 3 minutes because it was at 4.00. Hasn't been below 4 in quite some time, years, more than a year. And it never got there. Never got to 3.99. Now we're up to 4.18 this morning with the market open. But we're still going towards something that's better than we've had generally for a long time. We're not seeing the drop that we saw last year when we had that red wave trade. So thus you're getting results like the 7 refi appointments from yesterday that we were talking about earlier for the people that are prospecting. The people that are prospecting are really doing well. Chair Powell, I'm a huge believer in separation between political branches of the government and the Fed. But every time that man is frustrating to me because every time he walks up to the microphone, the market goes not in our favor. And And the reason for that is because he's constantly warning that the market is getting ahead of itself, and he's throwing a wet blanket on it. He knows what he's doing. He's doing it on purpose. The man is extremely smart. I don't particularly share his view, but he's extremely smart, and it's by design, and it's working. So you can see he's kind of taking some steam out of the rally because he doesn't want the market, I don't think, to get too far ahead of itself. So if we could flip to the next slide. All right, so here you can see this. These are the kinds of things that he's saying. Fed can't ignore the risk of higher inflation. You know, stocks dip because he offers no new clues. The market is drastically looking, desperately, I should say is a better word, looking for confirmation that rates are only going to go down. But he continues to be a hawk, which means, you know, he's trying to attack inflation, which is generally a good thing. But the market has priced in, it's downgraded a little bit, but for the most part, the majority is definitely priced in a 25 basis point cut. You see 77% of the people think there's going to be another 25 basis points. 94% of the people think there's going to be another cut at the October meeting, and 77% think there's going to be another cut in the December meeting, and 54% think there's going to be another cut in the January meeting. So they're pretty close to, you know, 54%, not overwhelming, but they're pretty close to pricing in 75 basis points more of cuts over the next 120 days. And we're not fully getting the reflection of that, but we're getting a lot of the reflection of that because, as we know, the market moves ahead of the Fed. We've had this conversation a half a dozen times. So these are things you want to share with the people that you're talking about. But you can see that coming, and a lot of it is already priced in to the market. Can we go ahead one more slide, Jen? Or Kristen, excuse me. So let's take a look at this. This market move is causing some of the major players in the market to see benefits, which is why we've got to keep marketing, right? I just pulled a couple of articles from Housing Wire yesterday, but they were also in National Mortgage News. They were in the Wall Street Journal. They're starting to appear, and the lower rate thought process is making its way into the public consciousness. So 30-year fixed rate mortgage has fallen to about 6.33. It was 6.18. I think that was the low water mark. So it's back up 15 basis points, but that's relatively a small amount. Fannie Mae now forecasts that rates will be 5.9 at the end of next year. Okay, so just think about that for a second. So that means if Fannie Mae is correct, for the next 15 months, we're going to have rates somewhere between 6.4, call it, it could bump up a little higher, down to 5.9, right? That would be the lowest, longest rate environment we've had since the second quarter of 2021. Who thinks that's pretty good riding?
That's pretty good riding.
I think that's pretty good riding, right? So this is a time to get on your alliance. This is a time to get on the blitzes. They're going to pay dividends, right? Starter homes are a bright spot. Redfin, who's a huge compiler of data, is showing in the bottom 35% of the markets. And why do they quote the bottom 35%? Because that's where the least expensive homes are, right? Mm-hmm. So they're seeing a 10% increase annually, biggest jump in 3 years of starter home purchases. What does a starter home purchase mean? Think about this. This is great news. The starter home purchase, the person that sells the starter home has got to go find a place to live, right? So that's an indication that the move-up market, the person that sells their house for $280,000 and goes and buys a house for $430,000, that market is hopefully going to get reawakened. Okay, we saw this Redfin made this observation, and like I said, Fannie Mae is pushing their window down from 6.5 to 6.1 to 6.4 to 5.9. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I think getting close to 6% is a huge psychological barrier. We always see purchases and refis pick up. Let's go to the next slide, if we could. All right, so here's just one more for you. You see these refinance volumes jump, moving. I'm a huge believer in purchases. Huge believer, okay? Purchases are a more stable place. But when the opportunity presents itself, you cannot ignore low-hanging fruit, right? So if everybody got up in the morning while they're drinking a cup of coffee and they went through their closed loan volume for every quarter since the third quarter of 2022 and looked at all their closings, who thinks they couldn't pull out 25 people who are really worth a dial, right? I know Carl's got some great refinance material. He just did, everybody who's, in MMA, in the Freedom Club has access to it. I would urge you to try and get your hands on it because there's some low-hanging fruit there. So, while you're drinking a cup of coffee, pull out your closed loan volume. Pick out 10 dials a day. Do that for a month, right? You're going to end up with a pipeline. The evidence is there, right? And while we're facing huge new competition from servicers, if you make the calls, the deals are there. The servicers are not getting everybody. They're getting more than they've gotten in the past, but they're not getting everybody. So hop on it, and you will be rewarded with additional commission checks. Of that, I have no doubt. So even though we're pulling back a little bit from the high, we can't get Chair Powell to swim even in the, he still constantly swims in the shallow end of the pool. And I respect that man a ton. He's super, super smart. We've got a pretty good run. Don't forget, we've got housing inventory at its highest point in 5 years. We've got, since pre-COVID, we've got record tappable home equity and record consumer debt. So for those of us that are making our calls, for those of us that are doing our prospecting, it looks like the runway is pretty smooth, the best we've had in 3 or 4 years.
Yowza. Good stuff, man. I love it.
How about that?
It's really good. Hey, I noticed too yesterday, I did you see this kind of just on a side note that new home sales were up 20% in the month of August. Crazy stuff. That's why, they had taken, new home sales, homes of newly constructed properties was the brightest spot in 2022 and 2023 and fell off a cliff in 2024. Yeah. So they're bouncing back up because a lot of the home sale people are doing a lot of some price cuts and some incentives to buy, and it's working. Yeah, the demand is there. Yeah, and I tell you, it's still just such a great opportunity for the loan originators too. I know you can get some builder business, especially small to mid-sized builders. You can absolutely get it. Hey, Brad, you got your hand up. I'm going to get to you in just a second, but I just want to get this in because we forgot to do it. The boot camp we've got coming up. And is it next week, Jen and Kristen?
It's 2 weeks, October 9th and 10th. And if you're in our Leadership Academy, they are meeting the day before on October 8th.
Okay, so mastermind retreats. I know we got just a handful of seats, right?
Just a handful, yeah.
Yeah, so mastermindretreats.com. We'll get that into the chat.
And I can't remember. I mentioned it somewhere. I can't remember if it was here. I've got a Mr. X showing up, an unannounced surprised visitor. I was told yesterday, he told me not to mention his name yet. I said, dude, it's like 2 weeks away. What's up? And he said, well, I got my reasons. I said, all right, cool. This guy, he's going to teach a class. He's really super cool guy. I've known him for about 4 years now. And he's going to teach a class on Thursday on whale hunting. And he was running me through it a little bit, not yesterday, day before yesterday. Some very interesting takes. So be sure to be here. It's going to be interesting, and we're going to be changing the format next year. So if you're wanting like the Daily Success Plan boot camp, this will be the last one in this format. So just as an FYI.
Hey, if you're liking Loan Officer Breakfast Club, you really need to check out Mortgage Marketing Animals. Don't forget, we have live events pretty regularly throughout the year. You can learn more by going to mastermindretreats.com. Mastermindretreats.com. Go there, check it out. Hope to see you at one. Okay, and someone's asking info on the retreat. Go to Mastermind. I'm trying to type it in.
Okay, mastermindretreats.com.
retreats.com. I still might have spelled it wrong.
You call yourself a Navy linguist.
It was the fingers, man. I'm getting old. It's the arthritis. Leave me alone. Back off, sister.
Arthritis in your hands.
The other thing I want to add is I've seen the list of people going to this boot camp.
What, Jen? Sorry.
I've seen the list of people coming to this boot camp. Dudes, this is going to be so fun.
Yeah.
So good with all the people that.
Some fun characters showing up.
Yeah.
I'll caution you. One caution though, and this is a real thing. Like if you're looking for a place to party, there's probably better events for you. Not that we don't have a good time, not that we don't celebrate. That's not the main. That's not the main focus. And so the main focus is helping you ramp up your business. And I take this real serious. So we don't do a lot of standing on chairs and fist pumping. It's just not my style. I'm more of a we joke around a lot. But when it comes time to get with business, I put my war paint on, and it's a very serious thing. And so we show up. We're sober, and we work hard from 8:30 until 5:00, 5:30 each and every day. And it'll be a very, very good use of time. Again, this will be the last one in this format. We're going to be changing the format here. So this is going to be the last one, which primarily just myself, for the whole 2 days. And so if you don't like me, this probably would not be a good thing to show up to, because I'm just giving my best stuff, and this will be the last one in this format that we're doing.
All right, good stuff. Mastermind retreats.
The celebration comes with the commission checks that flow from the hard work.
That's right, brother. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Jen, can you throw the slides in the chat, please? People are begging for the slides from today.
But Carl, is Carl a hugger? I need to know. Is Carl a hugger?
Carl, yes. You can answer that.
Like random.
Yes, and he's a picture taker.
Right. And so,
but on the appropriate level, of course. So,
yes. Of
course.
I promise I'll be sober when I'm there.
Yeah.
We can do a gigantic
HR
hug.
Not the whole time, but just most of it. Just most of it.
I was talking.
I don't want you to get the wrong idea. We have our fun.
From Carl White.
Yeah, we have our fun, but it's these things for me. These things are. This is we have our celebrations. These boot camps are more about it's a serious business that we're in, and people come. I cannot tell you the amount of stories that I've heard where people show up. We had a guy show up a couple years ago. We had a guy show up. He literally didn't have money for his hotel room. He was planning on sleeping on a couch in the hallway. I don't know how he thought he could get away with that, And I heard about the story. We took care of the guy. But I can't tell you how many people we hear, they show up and this is like, hey, I need some help. This is my last thing. My last $5 went into my plane ticket. And so I take that stuff real serious. So anyway, enough about that. So looking forward to seeing all of y'all that come to it. So
yeah, mastermindretreats.com. Did we get the slides in the chat? Did we do that? Are we still working on that? We did. Okay, we got that. Brad Atwood, patiently has your hand up.
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions before I do that. This will be my 4th boot camp, and I have gotten something positive, something helpful out of every one I've been to. It's always a little different because you've learned what you were supposed to learn at the first one, let's say, and then now you got time to work on the next. Owen, in your one of your slides, you were mentioning about how many the percentages of people that thought there was going to be a rate drop. When you said people, are you talking about Fed commissioners?
No, I'm talking about, there's a group called the CME Watchers. They're professional economists, and it's that poll, that percentage of people. So it's people who follow the economy extremely closely and are very good at earning a living doing that.
Okay, and then the other thing is that, you know, do you really think we're going to get down below 6?
Get that, Owen?
I think the second half of 2026, it's possible. I don't, you know, I mean, and it won't. It's hard. You know, we need some things to go in our direction. It's possible. Like any good weather person or economist, I'd say there's a 40% chance.
You know, 6% is not a bad rate, and I think that our industry should be.
6.5 is not a bad rate.
What's that?
I said 6.5 is not a bad rate.
Correct. I don't know why we aren't, as a group, as an industry, trying to get that out there to the public, that this is more like the new normal. The fact that we were down into the high 2s and 3s during the COVID, that's never going to happen again. It's just, we're never going to get there, and everybody, or a lot of people, are still thinking that's where they want to wait to get to, and it's just, I think it's a misconception.
You know, Owen, we were talking yesterday a little bit about, I think it's good that it's not going into the 3s or the 4s, because that's just, for our industry at least, because it's an unhealthy place to be, because then you get this wave of business and we're all scrambling around and things falling off the table.
Yeah, you taint what people's perception of a good rate is. My wife and I bought our first home in August of 1996. We closed at 8 7/8, and we high-fived each other the whole way home because we couldn't believe we were under 9.
Dude,
you know, I know everybody's got a story like that.
Yeah, mine's 16%. Just FYI, our first house was 16%. Yeah. I remember when rates got down to 10. I had a good talk with Maria. We're sitting at the breakfast table. Said, "Honey, if we're going to buy that big house, now's the time. They're not going to stay this low." And that was at 10. And we had great credit. Yeah. And that wasn't a scratch and dent loan.
A 2 and a 3. A 2 and a 3 only happens when a plane flies into a building, or there's a pandemic, or there's some hugely negative, deflationary, worldwide macroeconomic event. It's not something we should root for. It's you know, it's fixed. And listen, I love low rates. I love busy times. It comes with a hangover that's so severe, I'm not sure it's worth it.
Yeah, I like the nice, steady growth in business, and not. I had a really smart, very influential business consultant tell me one time. He said, "Carl, the last thing you want to be is a blip on somebody's radar screen. You don't want to be this big blip. You want to have this nice, steady growth." And at the time, I would have voted for the blip, you know, because it sounds very sexy and attractive. But come to find out, that steady growth is by far, you know, a better way to go, and it's sustainable, you know. And so anyway, good stuff, man.
All right. Well, good day. Thank you, Owen Lee. We're just always so happy to have you here. Always blessed.
Awesome to be here,
man. Yeah, you're fantastic, man. We really appreciate you being here. All right, today is Thursday, right? Pre-approved and looking day. Let's see. You know, who do we pick? Gen Z, pick someone to tell us what we do today.
I'm gonna pick on. Let's see, Sue Moody. What do we got?
Who was it?
Sue Moody.
Hi guys.
Hey Sue.
Sue, what's up?
I love Sue.
I follow Michigander.
A Michigander.
Yeah.
The three of you. Are you What would that be? Michiganderans?
Michiganders.
Michiganderers.
It's one too many syllables.
Michiganites.
We also, Frank, we also call them future Floridians. That's another. That's another term that. That's another term that we call them Michiganders.
So true.
So true.
All right.
So what are we doing today? Who are we calling?
Yep, I already have a house down there, Carl. So today we call our pre-approved and looking. Both borrows, the realtor, just make sure that they're good to go house shopping for the weekend.
Yay! It sounds too easy, Sue. Sounds too easy, man. I'm not buying it. I think it's too easy. That's all I'm saying.
It was third.
One's wedding, so I won't be calling many of my pre-approved and looking today.
Wonderful. Good stuff. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. All right. Well, I think we're good to go, man. So let's be here tomorrow. Chris Johnstone will freak us out as usual. And you guys have a terrific Thursday. And we'll see you here Friday at the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Thank you, Owen. See you guys. Adios.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
A wonderful day, everybody.